Greetings comic book fans, I'm Jason and welcome to Dude's Comic Haul. This is my weekly video where I share with you the new comics I've picked up today on officially the best day of the week, New Comic Book Day. This week was a bit of a monster. This was definitely a massive haul this week. I picked up 22 new books, picked up one book that was in my box from a few weeks ago, and I picked up also a couple of back issues. So that is a lot of books. So without further ado, we're going to get into these straight away. And first up, we're going to start with the two books I picked up off the shelf. So yeah, we have Death of Wolverine, issue number 3. Really been enjoying this. I felt first issue was stronger than the second, but I really like how Charles Soule is writing Wolverine. He really seems to have a feel for the character, and while he's showing that he's vulnerable because he has no healing factor anymore, he's also still a badass. He can take out a room full of ninjas, but he'll struggle a bit more now when he comes up against villains like Sabretooth or Lady Deathstrike. So I'm really loving what Charles Soule's done. The art by Steve McNiven has been brilliant. This is a brilliant send-off for Wolverine, and at some point in the future when they bring him back, Charles Soule should definitely write the ongoing of this. So I'm looking forward to that. We then have Wonder Woman, issue number 34. I've decided I'm definitely going to be dropping this book once the new creative team come on board. I was going to give them a go, but kind of looking at what's coming up, seeing the little bits that are coming out now from them, I don't like the way that Wonder Woman is drawn. I don't like all the things I like at the moment about the book. The new creative team seem to be going in totally the opposite direction, and I don't like that. So I'm decided once Azzarello's run comes to an end, I'm going to drop it. If I find out in the future that I'm wrong and they're doing a great job with it, I may pick it up in trade. But I think Azzarello, for me, this is the best Wonder Woman I've read, and I've no interest if they're going off in a different direction. But I'm looking forward to the conclusion to this. Things look bad for our characters last issue, so it's going to be interesting if we can see the tide turning. So now we're going to join the books that are from my order with my comic shop. I had I think it was 20 books this week in my order. So we got Batman Detective Comics, issue number 33. I was a bit disappointed. No Manapolo Buccellato. They haven't finished already, have they? I thought they were going to be on this book for a bit longer. I didn't, so I'm hoping they're not finished. But we've got a new creative team, and the story there on the cover says Part 1. So we'll see. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed to see that. But also curious to see what this new team are going to do. We then have Batman Eternal, issue number 26. I think this is the week we get Hush's backstory, which I'm looking forward to. Hush is a totally new character to me. I've never read anything with Hush in before, so I'm really interested to find out what his origin story is going to be. So I'm looking forward to that one this week. We then have Grayson, issue number 3. I've just added this to my pull list. Mikael back on art, which is fantastic. Love his heart. But also the story, I've really been enjoying this kind of spy superhero kind of mashup. It's been good so far, and I'm intrigued to see where it's going to go, because the Future's End, it showed that 5 years in the future, even a world war, and Grayson is still working for this organization, secret organization, where I thought it was just a short-term mission. But well, we'll see where the book's going to go. I've been enjoying it though. We then have Green Arrow, issue number 35. I've really been enjoying this. New creative team this issue. It's the team that write the TV show. I am a bit nervous because looking at the team, they have done a great job with the TV show, and coming in here, where is the TV show, you have your limitations, you have your budget, you have how many characters you can use, how much time you've got to tell a story. You've got a lot more time to lay out a story in a comic. There isn't no limitation to your imagination in a comic. So it's going to be interesting from that point of view. But also, I'm kind of nervous because is it going to be kind of like they're going to have too many toys and they don't know what to do? So yeah, I'm intrigued and nervous. Mainly because the last team was so awesome. And this is one of my favourite characters. So I want it to be great. We then have Justice League, issue 34. I've kind of lost a bit of my enthusiasm for Justice League. Coming out of Forever Evil, I thought it was really intriguing, having Captain Cold and Lex Luthor coming into the Justice League. but then they kind of added too many elements. We had powering, we had the whole Luthor factor, and him knowing that that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and Bruce totally trying to no-sell it, and so we had all of that going on, and that was enough. And then they had the Doom Patrol in there, and I just felt that was too much, and the story kind of got clogged up, because already we've got a big Justice League team, and they're not doing something with most of these characters as it is. So why bring in even more characters to do nothing with? But hopefully this issue we're going to get back on track, because certainly at the start of this story there was a lot of potential. We then have Future's End, issue number 22, and it looks like we're going to be dealing with our Superman. Lois Lane revealed the identity of this future Superman, who is not Clark Kent, or KL, whichever you want to call him, but it's somebody else, and she's revealed it, so it's going to be really interesting, the repercussions of that. We then have Swamp Thing, issue number 35. I've really been loving this book. Charles Soule has just become one of my favourite writers, and I've really loved his run on Swamp Thing. This issue, a new story starts. It's Rise of the Machine. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. We then, jumping over to Image, we have Alex and Ada, issue number 9. Last issue was really sad. Ada, for Alex, he was in love with her, but he wasn't, so she's all feeling dejected and she's run off. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the repercussions, because with the crackdown, things aren't safe for Ada out there. If she gets caught, it's not going to end good. So yeah, looking forward to this. Really good book, and I've just been enjoying the heck out of it. We then have Night World, issue number 3 or 4, which another book I've really been enjoying. The art is just fantastic. It feels so retro-y. The story is just so wonderfully over the top. I've just loved this, and it's a shame it's only a mini-series, because I could really get into an ongoing, but we'll see where this goes. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this issue, because I really enjoyed it. If you've not been reading this, don't worry, you can pick it up. It's got a nice story so far, thing on the inside cover, so you could follow the story, but give this one a whirl, because it's been a really fun book. Jumping on to Marvel now, we have Black Widow, issue number 11. This is added to my pull list now. I'm really looking forward to seeing X-23 teaming up with Black Widow. I really like her character. I didn't read much of her character before until she came into All New X-Men, and I've really liked her character, so I'm looking forward to seeing her in this. But this one, I should have said, yes, Night World, I've added that to my pull list as well now, as you can see. So these are 2 books that I've added, and I'm looking forward. We still got Phil Noto on art, who I'm just loving his art. Totally different. It's almost kind of like a watercoloured kind of thing, but yeah, really enjoying that. We then have Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, issue number 1. Really interested in where they're taking this character at the end of Original Sin, so I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going to go now with his own ongoing, and I've added that. Before I even read a single issue, I added it to my pull list. We then have Captain America, issue number 25, who is the new Captain America. Now, everywhere they're saying it's Falcon, but the last issue, Falcon sacrificed himself. He took this bomb that was going to blow up New York, he took it up into the atmosphere, and it blew up, seemingly blowing Falcon up with it. How did he survive? Did he survive? Is the Falcon who becomes Captain America the Falcon we already know? Is it going to be somebody new? So I'm really intrigued to see how they're going to finish this. This was a $4.99 book, but it does feel a bit thicker, which I like, and there isn't no rubbish at the back, so it looks, oh god, there is rubbish at the back. Oh yeah, it looks like we have got extra story, so I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm really intrigued how they're going to mop everything up from last issue, and looking forward to seeing where we're going to go with that. We then have Fantastic Four Annual, number 1. We saw Invisible Woman last issue of the Fantastic Four steal a jet from the back of the building to go and visit her daughter, who is living in Latveria with Doctor Doom. So I'm looking forward to this. This should be a good emotional issue. James Robertson is writing it, which I always like it when the annuals, if it's continuing the story from the comic, I always like it when it's the regular writer. I think if it's a one-shot kind of story, it doesn't matter. You can bring somebody else in and they can do something different for one issue. But if it's continuing the regular story, I always prefer when it's the ongoing writer. This was a book I wasn't going to pick up, Guardians 3000, issue number 1. But because I get Guardians of the Galaxy, my comic shop put this in my box. So I thought I'd give it a whirl. It's written by Dan Abnett, who I know some of his stuff from 2000 AD. I've read some of his stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do with these and who these Guardians 3000 are. I think there was an issue of Guardians of the Galaxy that was like, I think it was supposed to be like the special issue. I can't remember if it was like supposed to be the 100th issue of Guardians of the Galaxy, or it was the 25th or something. But I remember they had a special issue that was thicker, and they had a story in the back with these guys, and I was intrigued. So yeah, we'll see what that's like. We then have SpiderMan 2099, issue number 4. I love Peter David as a writer, one of my favourite writers. I love the character of SpiderMan 2099, so I'm enjoying this. It's not one of those books that kind of blows you away, but the thing that Peter David is so great at is that you read his kind of work and it builds so nicely issue after issue that you get invested in the characters and in the story. So, and there's a lot of intriguing things going on in the book, even though when you first look at it, not that much seems to be happening. We then have Edge of Spider-Verse, issue number 4, and I know absolutely nothing about this book this week, so I'm looking forward to finding what. I really like that cover. It has like that kind of retro vibe. So yeah, I really like that cover. We then have Legendary Star-Lord, issue number 4. Issue 3 was the best issue yet of the series, so I'm hoping that issue number 4 is going to continue that upwards march and is going to be even better. Of course, it's got Thanos in, so yeah, it gives a good hope. One of the books I'm most anticipating this week is 4, issue number 1. I know there's some people out there not happy with what they're doing with 4. My opinion on the whole thing is Jason Aaron, for me, which wrote one of the best ever 4 stories. The 2-part story, God Butcher and God Bomb. That was just not one of the finest 4 stories, but one of the finest comic book stories I've ever read. Come on, you had 3 4s fighting sharks in space. Like, yeah, how do you get more awesome than that? So you've got a guy who's done that, and he's done so many good and interesting things with 4. I've got total faith in him as a writer, and I'm going to give this book the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to read it and see where we go, because I think it's not going to be a permanent thing. It's only going to last maybe for a few years, but it's an interesting kind of avenue to take the character down. So I'm all for it, you know. Let's see what happens. But one thing I want to say is I love that logo. To use the hammer in the logo, I think is just genius. And it proves so often the best ideas are sometimes the simplest. Right? You think, why didn't anybody ever come up with that before? Then we have another book I'm really looking forward to, Uncanny Avengers, issue 25. Continues the march to Axis. I'm really looking forward to Axis. I haven't looked this forward to an event in years. And this issue also, if that wasn't good enough, that it's the march to Axis and I'm enjoying it, we've got Daniel Acuna back on art. I love when he works on this book, because he not only does the pencils, he does the inks and the colours as well. So I really like his work, so I'm looking forward to that. We then have my last of this week's books. We have Doctor Who, issue number 3, the 11th Doctor, which I've been enjoying. His kind of story I like as well. How the 10th Doctor is kind of an ongoing story, where the 11th Doctor, each story's been as kind of like a standalone story, very much like the episodes on TV. But there's a thing that kind of runs through them that's connecting them. So I like the different approaches to the 2 comics, and I like. I think this has just been brilliant, these 2 Doctor Who books, and I like the companions. I think the companions you can really relate to, and I've been 2 great companions, and they're doing a great job. The writers of these books, they should definitely get in to write an episode of the TV show, because they would do a great job. Then a book that I thought my comic shop had forgot about, it was Lazarus, issue number 11, so I'm looking forward to that. Should be good. I never picked this up because I just thought my comic shop had forgot, but it was in my box all the time, so hey. Then some back issues I picked up because they were on sale. So we've got New Avengers, issue number 8. We have New Avengers, issue number 13. New Avengers issue number 14, and finally New Avengers issue number 15. Hey! So 15 minutes and I got through my haul. That isn't too bad considering the monster haul that I had. I will be back with my review video. Now I'm working the weekend, and I've got a lot of books to read, so it could be Monday before you see a review video. Earliest would be Sunday, but I'm working Sunday evening, so doing a sleep-in. So it would be Sunday morning UK time, and if not, then it will be up Monday. But some point early next week there will be a review video. It should be a marathon. It's going to be a real challenge to kind of review these books and keep the video short as possible. I'm going to try this week making notes. I tried it once before, but then I stopped because it was slowing me down rather than speeding me up. But I'm going to try and do like bullet points just to remind me of stuff. And hopefully having that stuff in front of me will help me get through the reviews quicker and help me, because I know sometimes I have a bad habit of repeating myself of a point I've just made, and hopefully if I can see, and some of the time when I do that, it's not because, you know, I do it deliberately, but it's because I'm thinking as I'm speaking. So I'll say something twice while I'm thinking. My brain's doing something else, so it's just repeating itself. That, or I go, that's always my thinking noise. So I'm hoping by making notes, it's going to make it easier. I've got a notepad and everything ready, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to be good. And that will make my reviews more concise and to the point. So that's that done. I hope you all have a great new comic book day and you enjoy your books. If you enjoyed this video, please give me those beautiful thumbs up and let me know you like what I'm doing. As I said, I will be back some point either Sunday or early next week. I've been Jason. This has been Dude's Comic Haul. Bye for now.